So where are we today? Are we in Nevada? Or are we somewhere else? I don't know. Could be somewhere down south. Or I could be in the Philippines right now. Could be in Nevada. It is beautiful out here though. So like I always tell Grace, not every friend is really a true friend. You have some real friends that's going to be there to big you up and shout you out when you're doing good in life. You also have some other so-called fake friends that are there, to want to see you fail because they can't progress, so you should not also progress too. And then you have the so-called friends that's just there only because of what you can do for them. You see, when you're doing for them, then you're the cool person. But then when you can't do for them, all of a sudden, you become the bad person. You're the enemy. Okay, folks. So as I'm talking to you as usual, I got to do my little walk. It's a Spring Mountain Ranch Park that I'm actually in walking around now. Not every place is open. Some places are really closed, but it is still a beautiful place to come on out here and get your little walk through. There's a lot of people around, so I'm trying to find a trail where I'm not going to be seeing a lot of people as I'm telling you guys this story here. As always, man, peace and love with me, folks. Peace and love, man. This video is going to be about jealousy or crowd mentality, whichever way you guys really want to coin it. This story idea only came about because I saw the joy in my beautiful lady Grace this week. At the same time, I saw the sad side. She was so happy achieving one of her goals since arriving into the great United States of America. For you guys don't know, Grace is actually from the Philippines. Grace was celebrating passing her board examination to become a registered nurse here in the United States of America. So let's talk about this story here. So a lot of the sadness actually came into Grace because she got a couple of private messages from a few people, saying not so nice things to her. After the celebration of Grace passing her examination, I posted something online just to let folks know the achievement that she had made. A lot of folks were very, very happy for her. Others, of course, were not so happy. Grace got a few private messages on her phone from a few folks that try to reach out to her. Now, mind you, Grace is a very busy woman. She's always working. If we're not together at home doing something, she's always working. As a matter of fact, I think she started working a little bit more harder than me. But anyway, after getting some of these messages from these folks, there was a couple of messages that I actually wanted to talk about here. So, a few people started actually private messaging her, saying things like, Grace, why haven't you returned my call? Why haven't you responded to me? All of a sudden now, you think you're something now that you were big time RN. Mind you, these people, where they are, where they're living, don't even understand that, people are busy here in America. People do have things to do. People just can't drop and pick up the phone and respond back to you. So some of the messages that she was actually getting were people saying like, oh, all of a sudden now, you don't know me. You act like you don't know us anymore. Remember, I know how you used to live. I know what your mom used to do when she didn't have enough money to buy food. I remember your mom used to send you to neighbor's house or send you to the store to go ahead and borrow some food or trust some items from their store. And that's a sad thing. So this is the part now where I get a little angry, and I feel it's my duty to kind of jump in and say something, to these folks. I don't know you. I don't know them. But I know how Grace is. Grace is one of the kindest, sweetest person that you can meet. Grace would do anything for anyone if she can. Now, what these people try to do now is trying to bring Grace down. They try to take her back to an old time of when she was growing up back in the Philippines. Try to remind her of how terrible life was for her. But what they don't understand, the whole reason why Grace's parents sacrificed for her to go to school and to study is to make sure that she can actually get out of the Philippines, come abroad, whether it's to America or any other country, and try to do better for herself so she can actually help her family, you know? So these are the people that I call arrogance. This is where the arrogance comes in. For example, I'll tell you a little bit of my story. I remember the first time I came to the U.S. from the Caribbean. There was this lady in the Bronx. She said to me, I wouldn't amount to anything in the United States. Now, the reason why this lady said this to me, she said this because I was speaking Montserrat language, the same type of language that she and I grew up on back home in Montserrat. Go figure that one. But because she came to the U.S. and was living here a few months ahead of me, she thought our language was not good enough to use anymore. So therefore, she thought I was stupid and I was dumb and I will not amount to anything in America. Sorry for disappointing you, lady. So sorry for disappointing you. An example of how terrible those folks really are. When Grace first came to America, she was working as a CNA. And some of those same people were saying things to her. How could you leave the Philippines as a graduate of a nursing school and come to America and now is working as a CNA? What these people don't understand is that you just cannot just walk into America from any country and come here and says, I'm a graduate of such and such school back in my homeland, so now you hire me as a nurse. People, it really don't work that way. There's a process that you have to go through, qualifications that you have to go through. They have to make sure that you did graduate from a nursing school back home in your country. They have to see your transcript. They have to see your score reports. They have to see all these wonderful things in order for them to give you the okay to go ahead and take the examination to become an RN here in the United States of America. That's what I just say. These people are just so damn ignorant and don't know nothing. So my advice to you folks, if you all have people like this in your community, from your country, or on your social media pages, you need to cut these people loose, because all they want to do is to see you fail. They don't want to see your progress in life. They want to keep you down into the same bucket like they are because of their miserableness. Just please avoid them, because they're no good to you. Hey folks, if you guys like what you see, please give the brother some love, man. Please like and subscribe, man. Like and subscribe. And as always, man, peace and love, man. Peace and love.